welcome back to Online Maths Hub. And of course, today we have these exponential questions for us to solve, and it's just pretty simple. And once you follow the step we are going to be using to solve this, you can be able to solve similar questions each time you come across them. So, like what we've always done, I'm going to solve A, and of course, you'll be expected to solve B. This is actually going to serve as your practice question so that you'll be sure you've understood how we are solving it. And of course, once you are done solving it, you can always go to the comment section of this video and drop your answer. That way I will understand whether you've actually known how to solve this problem. So but just before we continue, you can also do well to hit the like button. If you've not subscribed to our channel, also do well to subscribe. That way you're also supporting what we are doing right here. So having said that, we are going to proceed with the problem. So let me just write my solution. Okay, and then of course I'm gonna repeat my question here. 2 raised to the power 2x plus 1 minus 5 bracket 2 raised to the power x plus 2 and is equal to 0. Okay, so this is what we have, and you can see this. We can actually factor this out here, and that is what we are going to be doing. The law of indices that basically say the multiplication law, which actually says that if you have a raised to the power x times a raised to the power y, this can actually be written as a raised to the power x plus 1, x plus y rather. Okay, so the point is that you can actually go from here to here, or you can also go from here to. So if you have it in this form, you can actually go back to this form. If you have it in this form, you can also go here. So since it's an equality, so we want to use this idea right here, and that is to say we can actually rewrite this factor as 2 raised to the power 2x multiplied by 2 raised to the power 1. Of course, 2 raised to the power is also 2. Okay, now minus 5 into 2 raised to the power x plus 2 equal to 0. So we are still going to be utilizing this another law of indices that basically said if you have m raised to the power, let's say a bracket b, this can actually be written as m raised to the power a, that is m raised to the power ab. So when a number is raised to a power and also raised to another power, you can actually multiply the powers together, and of course it is actually going to give rise to this. So we are going to also use this to split this one right here, and when we do that, we're actually going to be having that this 2 raised to the power 2x, we can actually write it as 2 raised to the power x and then raised to the power another 2. Okay, and of course you also know that we can also write this as 2 raised to the power 2. Okay, so it's just basically the same, but for this case we're actually going to be needing this, and that is why I'm going to be writing this. Okay, now don't forget it's also being multiplied by another 2 right here, and this is minus 5 bracket 2 raised to the power x, okay, plus 2, and it is equal to 0. And so in this time around, you can see that we've got 2x right here, 2 raised to the power x right here, and we've also got another 2 raised to the power x. So the simplest thing we can actually do is to set our 2 raised to the power x to be something, to be a variable. Then we can now look for what the variable is, and at the end of the day we still come back to substitute and get our final value. So we can say let 2 raised to the power x, 2 raised to the power x be equal to p. So let's just set it to be p. And if that happens, so we are going to be having, so let me bring this to this side, 2 into p squared, okay, minus 5 into p plus 2 equal to 0. So this is our new equation, and if you want to write it to look like a normal quadratic equation, which is also looking like, but to make it maybe more obvious, we can just open all of these brackets. So we now have 2p squared minus 5p plus 2 and is equal to 0. So it is now obvious that what we have here is just a quadratic equation which we can now go ahead to solve. Okay, so how do you solve this kind of quadratic equation? We can also use maybe factorization method, but whatever method that is convenient for you, you can go ahead and do that. But I'm going to be employing factorization method to solve this. And so factorization method tells you to actually multiply the first time by the last time. So if you multiply the first time by the last time, you'll be having 4p squared. And so what we are going to be doing is to look for the factors of this 4p squared, that when we add it, that we will sum those two factors, is actually going to give us minus 5p. It's actually going to give us the second time. Very important. So use the first time to multiply the last term, and then whatever value you have, look for the factors of the answer, that when you sum it, it's actually going to give you the second term. Okay, so you ask yourself, what are the factors of 4p squared that when you sum them is actually going to give you minus 5p? And it's not far-fetched. You can see that when you have the factors of 4p squared, it's actually minus 4p. Minus 4p is a factor, and also p is also another, minus p is also another factor. And you see that when you sum these two things, minus 4p plus another minus p, is actually going to give you minus 5p. So we are going to be using these two factors right here, minus p and also minus 4p. So let me just erase it, and then I'm going to substitute those two factors there. So putting it here, we have 2p squared minus 4p minus we have p plus 2 is equal to 0. So this is what we have, and then moving further, we can just factor out something here. So if you factor out 2p here, we're going to have 2p into p minus, if you factor out 2p from 4, what are you going to be having? We will have something like 2. Okay, now here we can also factor out minus 1. So if you factor out minus 1, and then we can put these ones in bracket, you now have something like, so that when you open this bracket, you will back with your positive 2, and it is equal to 0 right there. So you can see that these two brackets are the same, so we just go ahead and pick one. Okay, so writing this 2p and then minus the coefficient of the other bracket, which is actually 1, minus 1 rather. Okay, and then p minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, now when two factors are equal to 0, each of them can actually be 0. And so what we are having is that 2p minus 1 is equal to 0, or p minus 2 is equal to 0. And of course, this now implies that from this one, okay, so we can even write it, this now implies that our p is equal to 1 over 2. And of course, from here, our p is equal to 2. Okay, so that is what we have. Our p is equal to minus 1. Our p is equal to 1 over 2, and then our p is equal to 2. Okay, now, but don't forget, but we set our p was equal to 2 raised to power x. Okay, so when p is equal to, let's take the first one, 1 over 2. So we now have 1 over 2 is equal to 2 raised to power x. Don't forget, we are looking for our x. So we can write this to be in an index form. So we have 2 raised to power 1 is equal to 2 raised to power x. So since the base are the same, we can cancel the base, and then we have that our x is equal to minus 1. Okay, so we check the other one. When our p is equal to 2, we have it that we have it at 2, which is our p, is equal to 2 raised to power x. Okay, so these two can also be written as 2 raised to power 1. So, and they have the same base, we can cancel them, and this now imply that our x is equal to 1. Okay, so hence we have that our x, hence finally, hence x is equal to, so the first one is 1 and the second one is minus, the first one is minus 1 rather, and the second one is 1. So hence our x is equal to plus or minus 1. Okay, so you can go ahead and also put it on this equation right here and then confirm whether it is correct. But I bet you if you check it, it's actually going to give you equal to 0. So if you have understood what we have solved right here, go ahead and solve B. And of course, this is the exercise question. It is just going to follow the same pattern, the same method. Once you are done solving it, you can just go ahead and drop your answer in the comment section of this video. I will look at it and see if you have understood. So this is the question you're going to be solving, and of course I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye.